Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this lecture. So in previous lecture we have discussed about what is the thermodynamic work. In thermodynamic work, what are the different types of thermodynamic work. So in previous lecture we have discussed on the boundary work, PdV work or displacement work. Okay, we have concluded that in case of boundary work or displacement work, W is equal to integration P dV, where P is the pressure and dV is the change in volume. And we also know that if we plot PV diagram of any process, if any process is this 1 to 2, so area under this diagram when projected on V axis, this is the direction of process. So area under this diagram when projected on V axis gives the work done by the system or work done on the system. Okay, so this will be the work done by the system. Okay, that's up to this we already discussed. Now in this lecture we will find out what are the required conditions which should be fulfilled before using the equation W is equal to integration P dV. What are the different conditions which should be fulfilled so that we can use pressure work displacement work is equal to integration P dV. Okay, then we'll discuss about what other different types of work like electrical work, mechanical work, shaft work, and work done on a bar, etc. Okay, so let us continue. W displacement is equal to integration PdV. Okay, 1 to 2. Here, the variable with respect to which we are integrating is volume V, and P is another variable. If you can analyze this equation, here pressure is also varying with respect to volume. So we cannot treat pressure as a constant, okay, for all processes, because pressure is also varying with respect to volume. So until and unless we don't have relation between pressure versus volume, we cannot find out the integration. Or we can say until and unless we don't have pressure as a function of volume, till then we cannot find out the integration. And for finding out the pressure and volume relation, what should be the condition that we have already discussed? That is, if we have pressure and volume, this is position state 1, this is the state 2, and if we want to find out what how the pressure is varying with respect to volume, what we have to do, we have to find out the all the intermediate points, means at different values of volume what was the value of pressure. Okay, then after joining these points, we can tell what is the relation between pressure and volume. Okay, and we know that the path with continuous line can be drawn only for quasi-static process. Because if the process is not quasi-static, it will be very fast. So we will be having properties at point 1 and point 2, or state 1 and state 2. Intermediate state properties will we will not be able to find out or measure. Okay, so then we cannot draw a continuous line joining from initial position, initial state to final state. So for that, the process should be a quasi-static process. Otherwise, we will not be able to find out what how the pressure is varying with respect to volume. Once we have all the intermediate points, we can easily find out how the what is the variation between pressure and volume. Okay, so now we can conclude, or we can write conditions for using W displacement is equal to integration PdV. Okay, so first one is, because we have started the derivation by taking a piston cylinder which was a closed system. So first condition is it should be used for a closed system. It cannot be used for open system. First condition is this. Second one, the process should be quasi-static. Okay, these two condition should be fulfilled quasi-static process. These two conditions should be satisfied. Then only we can use the equation W is equal to P dV. Okay, we can use the, why we are taking the quasi-static process assumption, because until now we can use easily, we can easily use W displacement equal to P into dV, but we can, until and unless we don't determine what is the value of pressure on the piston, near the piston, we cannot find out integration PdV. And for determining that, process should be quasi-static. Otherwise, we will be knowing only the pressure at initial position and at the final position. Okay, so there are two ways. Either anyhow you find out the pressure nearby the piston during the whole process, or it should be a quasi-static process. Okay, so this is the condition for displacement work. Now we will find out work transfer for mainly only for two basic process which you already know. That's why I'm only using. So we can see, we can write work done for various non-flow process. Non-flow means there is no flow taking place, so it is a for closed system. Okay, so first one is constant volume. Constant volume process. So constant volume process, if we draw a PV diagram, this is the pressure, this is volume. How the constant volume process will look like? It will be a straight line vertically parallel to P axis. Okay, let us consider this is the 1 point, this is point 2. Okay, so since we have drawn it process from 1 to 2 is by continuous line, then so it is a quasi-static process. So we know that W is equal to integration P dV, but change in volume is 0 for constant volume process. So W is equal to 0 for constant volume process. Okay, and here the assumption which is required only is closed system. Why? Because as the dV is 0, we don't need the relationship between pressure and volume, because dV is 0. Whatever is the relationship, we already know, because constant is, oh sorry, pressure is always sorry, volume is always constant. Okay, so we don't need the to find out what is the relationship between pressure and volume. Okay, so that's why I have written only closed system, which is the assumption required. Then one more, sorry, process we will find out. Second one is constant pressure process. Okay, so for constant pressure process, pressure is equal to constant. So again, if we draw pressure and volume, so it will be a horizontal line from 1 to 2. So pressure is equal to constant. So we know W is equal to what is integration 1 to 2 PdV. Pressure is constant, so we can take out it outside the integration. dV 1 to 2. So W is equal to P V2 minus V1. This is the equation for, sorry, this is the work done for a constant pressure process, and the condition required for this is, first one is closed system, and second one is quasi static, because here we have to find out whether the pressure is constant, how the pressure is varying with respect to volume. Okay, constant pressure process is also called isobaric. Similarly, constant volume process called isochoric. Okay, now for, if we'll go or do it for isothermal, so isothermal process means temperature is constant. Okay, and we all know that for isothermal process, PV is equal to constant. From where it comes? It comes from the ideal gas equation. We know ideal gas equation is PV is equal to mRT. So since the temperature is constant, R is your characteristic gas constant. which is also constant for a particular gas, and mass is also constant for in case of closed system. Okay, so all three quantities are constant, so it depicts PV is equal to constant, where we can see put it is equal to C. Okay, so you can easily see that while driving PV is equal to constant, we are using what? Ideal gas equation. Okay, so PV is equal to constant is valid for ideal gas only. Okay, and for closed system, ideal gas in closed system. So now we will find out work is equal to integration PdV 1 to 2. Pressure we know, we can write pressure is equal to C over V. So here we can write integration C over V volume dV 1 to 2. When C is a constant, so C can be taken out, dV over V 1 to 2. Okay, so upon integration, W is equal to C ln V2 by V1, and C again can be changed with P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. Okay, so we all know that P1 V1 is equal to, if process is happening from 1 to 2, so P1 V1 will be equal to P2 V2 is equal to constant, or we also know that P1 V1 is equal to MRT, because temperature at T1 or T2 will be same, so P1 V1 is equal to MRT. So work done for isothermal can also be written as, first is P1 V1 ln V2 by V1, second is P2 V2 ln V2 by V1, and last is MRT ln V2 by V1. Okay, similarly from this equation we know that V2 by V1 can be written as V1 by V2. Okay, so putting V2 by V1 in all equation, replacing this, so isothermal is equal to P1 V1 ln P1 by P2 is equal to P2 V2 ln P1 by P2, or is equal to MRT ln P1 by P2. So you can use any form as per the properties given in the particular case. Okay, so now again, what are the different conditions which should be fulfilled for using the this equation? First one we all know, we have started integration from integration PdV, that formula is applicable for only closed system. After that, it should be quasi-static process, otherwise we cannot find out the relation. And last one, it is for ideal gas. Why? Because for ideal gas only PV is equal to constant we have concluded. Okay, that's it. Or same ideal gas, by using ideal gas I am replacing the P1 V1 with MRT. Okay, so that's it with respect to the displacement work. For other process like adiabatic and polytropic, we will derive the relation for the work done in coming classes. Okay, so now we'll move towards other form of work. Okay, so first one is electrical work. Sorry, second one is electrical work. Boundary work we have discussed. Now second one is electrical work. So let us consider we have some resistance and it is working between some potential V. Some current I is flowing. This is resistance R. Okay. So if this red color box is our system, so we can see that current is or electron is crossing the boundary. So we can write that electron is crossing the boundary. So and electron is crossing boundary means current is crossing the boundary. Okay. So for doing the electrical work, electron is moving crossing the boundary under the effect of electric field. And what is the driving force? Driving force is electromotive force. Or we can sometimes say EMF. Okay, electromotive potential. Okay, it is also type EMF. Okay, so let us consider that Q Coulomb charge is moving through a potential difference V. Okay, so work done will be equal to electrical work done will be equal to potential difference multiplied with charge. Okay, this will be the electrical work done. And if we want to find out power, so power is rate of work done W dot E. So it will be equal to W dot into Q dot. And we all know that Q dot means dq over dt, and which is equal to current I. So we can write power W electrical is equal to V into I. So this is I current, where I is current. Okay. So through this you can find out the electrical power or electrical work done. If you want to find out the work done for a particular span of time, then you can find out W E is equal to, you can integrate with respect to time. Okay, so that's it for electrical work. This you have already studied in your 11th or 12th. Okay, next is mechanical work. Mechanical work you already know. I don't need to describe it. Sorry, this is third one. I don't need to describe it. We all know mechanical work is equal to force into displacement whenever there is a force on a body and which is causing the displacement of the body in the direction of the force that results in a work. Okay, so on the other hand we can also write it as integration f dot ds 1 to if the force is not constant with respect to position. Okay, then we can integrate and find out the work done, mechanical work done. The next is shaft work. Okay, shaft work means we all know if we have a shaft and it is rotating. Okay, then we are rotating the shaft with respect to with the help of motor. So if the shaft is our system, okay, so we can use this system to raise any weight outside the system by applying a pulley. Okay, so we know that this is one. What will be the work done in linear motion? Work done is f into ds. But when we are rotational, what will be the work done? Work done will be, because here we are applying a torque for the movement of the shaft. So work done will be T into b theta. It is angular displacement. This is T is torque. Okay. So if we want to find out what is the power, so W dot will be T into d theta over dt, and we all know d theta over dt, or rate of change of angular displacement, is equal to angular velocity. Okay, so this is the power, or we all know that if I am representing this power, W dot shaft T omega is 2 pi n, where n is the frequency or rotation per second. Okay, if we have rpm, we have given rpm, then W dot shaft will be 2 pi capital N T over 60, where n is equal to rotation per minute, or in short form we say it rpm. Okay, so if rpm is given, then we can find out easily the what is the work done of by the shaft. It is 2 pi n T into T by 60. Okay, 60 we have used here to convert this per minute, rotation per minute, into per second. Okay, so now we will do a small numerical based on this. Okay, so here it is given that determine the power transmitted through the shaft of a car when torque applied is 200 Newton. Torque applied, so what is given? Applied torque, it is 200 Newton meter. Okay, and shaft rotates at a rate of 4000 revolution per minute. So it is given rpm 4000 rpm. So we have to find out power. So we know that power is equal to, or shaft power is equal to 2 pi and T over 60. We know 2 into pi, we know RPM, that is 4000, into torque, that is 200, divided by 60. So shaft work will be, you can easily find out, it comes 8377 5.8 watt, or 83.77 kilowatt. This is the shaft work, sorry, shaft power, W dot. Okay, so that's it for shaft work. Next is spring work. I think this is fourth or third, and in fourth maybe. Let me check. Okay, for spring work, let us consider we have a spring. Okay, now if I am applying a force, what will happen? The spring will elongate. Okay, this was the original position. Okay, so it will resist a counter force. That force will be equal to, resistance force will be equal to minus k into x, where k is the spring constant. Okay, minus sign denotes that resistance force act in opposite to the uh, elongation direction. Okay, here the direction of elongation is positive x, so the counter force will be acting in negative x direction. So if we talk about dw for a small elongation, so dw will be f dot dx, putting the value of x is equal to, it is kx into dx. And if we want to find out from position 1 to 2, we can, w spring is equal to integration 1 to 2 minus kx dx. So it will come 1 by 2 k x1 square minus x2 square. Okay, where x1 is, oh sorry, where x is the displacement from the neutral position. Okay, so here in this case, if I am saying what is the value of x1, x1 is 0. What is the value of x2? X2 is this much. This is x2. Okay, so x is the displacement of the spring or elongation of the spring from the neutral position. Okay, so that's it for the spring work. Then next is work done on a bar, elastic bar. Okay, so if we have a bar, cross section area is, let us say, a, capital A. Okay, length of the bar is capital L. Okay, This is fixed from the one end. Now what happened? We have applied a force F, okay, due to which there is an increase in the length of the bar, then the increased length is dl. Okay, so what will be the work done will be del W is equal to F dot dl. Sorry, we all know that stress is equal to force per unit area, and stress is denoted by sigma. So here, from here we can find out F is equal to sigma into A. Okay, and we also know that Young modulus of elasticity E is equal to what is it is stress upon strain. So from here we can find out sigma is equal to E into strain, and we can put it in this equation. So delta W is equal to F is equal to sigma into A into dl, and sigma is equal to E into epsilon into A into dl, and we all know that dE is equal to dl over L, means strain. So from here we can write dl is equal to L into dE. So E A L del W. So W is equal to, we can now write A E L by 2 epsilon 2 square minus epsilon 1 का. This is the work done when an elastic bar is subjected to a force F. Keep in mind that we can apply this equation until and unless the bar is in elastic region. Means when we are removing the force, it will come into its original shape. If the bar is not coming in its original shape, then we cannot apply this equation. Okay. So then last one is magnetic work. Okay. So work done in case of magnetic work per unit volume on a in a material magnetic field is given by del W is equal to minus H into di, and if we want to find out total work, so it will be integration 1 to 2 minus sign H into di, where H is strength of the field strength, and I is equal to I is component of magnetization field in the direction of, sorry, component of magnetization in the direction of field. in the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so that's it. We have completed all the different types of work, how to find out different types of work in this lecture. So that's it for today. For That's it for this lecture. Thanks a lot.